John Joseph Mearsheimer was born on December 14, 1947, in Brooklyn, New York, to Thomas J. Mearsheimer, a civil engineer, and Ruth M., a homemaker. At age 8, his family moved to Croton-on-Hudson, a small town north of New York City. His father's influence was significant, pushing young John toward a disciplined path, including attendance at the United States Military Academy at West Point. Despite Mearsheimer's admitted dislike for military life, he hated shaving, uniforms, and authority. He enlisted in the U.S. Army at 17, graduated from West Point in 1970 with a B.S., and served 5 years as an Air Force officer, rising to the rank of captain. The Vietnam War era shaped his early worldview, as he later reflected on the disaster of that conflict and questioned how the U.S. got entangled in it, influenced by David Halberstam's book The Best and the Brightest, which critiqued the hubris of U.S. foreign policy elites. Dissatisfied with military life, Mearsheimer pivoted to academia. He earned a master's degree in international relations from the University of Southern California in 1974, followed by a master's and PhD in government from Cornell University in 1978 and 1981, respectively. His academic career began to take shape with a research fellowship at the Brookings Institution, 1979-1980, and a postdoctoral fellowship at Harvard Center for International Affairs, 1980-1982. In 1982, he joined the University of Chicago as a professor of political science, where he has remained, later becoming the R. Wendell Harrison Distinguished Service Professor and co-director of the Program on International Security Policy. His teaching excellence earned him the Clark Award at Cornell, 1977, and the Quantrell Award at Chicago, 1985. In 1993-1994, he was a Phi Beta Kappa visiting scholar, lecturing at various universities, and in 2003, he was elected to the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. He also holds honorary doctorates from universities in China, Greece, and Romania. Mearsheimer is best known for developing offensive realism, a theory positing that states, driven by the anarchic structure of the international system, act as aggressive power maximizers to ensure survival. Unlike defensive realism, which suggests states seek just enough power for security, Mearsheimer argues that states aim for regional hegemony to eliminate uncertainty about others' intentions. His seminal work, The Tragedy of Great Power Politics, 2001, updated 2014, articulates this view, predicting inevitable conflict between rising powers like China and established ones like the U.S. The book won the Joseph Lepgold Book Prize and is widely debated. His theory emphasizes survival over prosperity, viewing international politics as a tragedy, where cooperation is fleeting and power competition is constant. His other major works include Conventional Deterrence, 1983, Liddell Hart and the Weight of History, 1988, Why Leaders Lie, 2011, The Israel Lobby and U.S. Foreign Policy, 2007, co-authored with Stephen Walt, and The Great Delusion, Liberal Ideals and International Realities, 2018, which won the 2019 Best Book Award from the Valdai Discussion Conference. The Israel Lobby sparked significant controversy, with critics like David Remnick calling it unbalanced, while others praised its critique of U.S. foreign policy influence. Mearsheimer's writings also appear in journals like International Security and Foreign Affairs, and op-eds in the New York Times and the Financial Times, covering topics like nuclear proliferation, the Iraq War, and the Ukraine crisis. Mearsheimer's public engagement often courts controversy. He opposed the 2003 Iraq War, criticizing U.S. hegemonic ambitions, and has been vocal on conflicts in Ukraine and Gaza. His 1993 article advocating for Ukraine to retain nuclear weapons to deter Russian aggression stirred debate, especially after Russia's 2014 and 2022 actions in Ukraine. He argues U.S. policies, like NATO expansion, provoked Russia, a view that has drawn both support and criticism. His 2022 Foreign Affairs article warned of escalation risks in Ukraine. His realism also predicts U.S. China conflict as China rises, though he expressed hope in a 2024 interview that future relations might prove him wrong. Personally, Mearsheimer married Mary T. Cobb in 1970, and they have 3 children, Anne, Max, and Nicholas. He describes himself as a scholar uninterested in government service, preferring to challenge Washington's foreign policy elite, whom he distrusts. His contrarian streak, rooted in his rejection of liberal optimism, has made him a polarizing figure, labeled the world's most hated thinker by some, yet influential, ranking third among international relations scholars in a 2017 survey. He remains active, lecturing globally, including in China, and engaging in debates, such as with Yan Shitong at Tsinghua University in 2024. Mearsheimer's life reflects a consistent commitment to realism, shaped by his early military experience, academic rigor, and skepticism of idealistic foreign policy. His work continues to influence how scholars and policymakers understand global power dynamics, even as it provokes fierce debate.